relax, and enjoy another Resin Crafting with Chris Collected. Today's episode, we're going to start another little series. These are some dragon eggs. I actually got all of this stuff from my family. So my family, during Christmas, they're super supportive and they bought me all kinds of new molds. And so we have a little mini series here of fun little things that I got from my family for Christmas. I figure it's a little late, it's already March, but I was super excited to use them and I realized I had so many of them and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a whole series of it. These dragon eggs, they're from Let's Resin, and we're gonna be using 200 into the left one and 100 milliliters of resin into the right one. We won't be filling up all 3 eggs today, just 1 egg. I wanted to test it out, see how much I needed to do to fill it up. Now we have our resin poured, we got it all spun up. Let's take those bubbles out of it. And about 10 minutes later. I do love that shot. It's a fun shot. All right, now let's get some fun stuff into it. We can color it. First up, I got from my family as well, these chameleon flakes from Let's Resin. Now, you can actually apply this straight to a silicone mold, and that'll actually get you full coverage. But for this first time, I just wanted to throw a little bit in and see what happened. Next up, here's some plastic bits that I got off AliExpress a while back. And this is another new one that I got. It's like little flowers and little gold beads. We're gonna put that in the other one. Ooh, look at that new palette. So shiny. We'll go ahead and use 2 of them today. All right, this is some more of the Artistic Loft acrylic inks. It was a little bit stuck, so I just kind of poured it in. Next up, this one is FW Professional. This is a fluorescent green. And while I already had some shiny stuff in there, it actually has a little bit of metallic to it. So it turns out amazing. Can't wait to show you the demolding later in the video. I'm going to try to add as few bubbles as I can into this, but you still want to make sure it's all mixed up. Yeah, look how those colors turned out. Absolutely perfect. I can't wait to start pouring. So let's get to it. All right, time to pour. The home of the split screen resin pour. First up, I want to do the entire coaster. I decided if the dragon egg did not get fully done, then I was fine with that. I want to get all the other stuff fully done. So the dragon will be last. Next up is Mr. Toad. A little 1-up. I'm sure you're going to see a lot more of this Mr. Toad, as I'm always looking for something to do with leftover resin. Now let's finish the one we started last week. This turns out to be one of my favorite pieces I have ever made. As you see it slowly filling up there, it actually ends up having the bottom be almost see-through, but the top is still that dark blue. It looks amazing. Here you can see I'm pushing all of the resin in. You don't want to push too hard to actually have it separate from the mold and have it go down, but you did want to make sure it covered all of it and connected. Didn't want any holes in my eggs. Turns out absolutely perfect. Check out the demolding. It is wonderful. It was a bit of a risky piece because I could have disconnected or not if I hadn't done it right, but luckily after about 2 years of doing this, I've gotten pretty good at it. Now let's see that dragon get filled. So anytime you're doing a really complicated mold like this, I recommend doing it in a few stages. So I would pour a little bit, then squish it with my hands to make sure I get any bubbles out. Then do it again and repeat the process a few times. Also, as you can see, I'm pouring in the back right leg. You really want it to slowly fill. If you go in the middle, you actually will create air that way. Now that I'm halfway up, I did it again. I squished it all around, and now let's fill it up. And as you can see, I almost had enough. But wait, we have some more resin. Again, pour from the back. Make sure it doesn't add in any extra air. Now, resin loves to mix, especially when it's liquid like this still. It loves to mix with it with other colors. And so I'm gonna let this dry as is, not modify it at all. And then let's go ahead and check out the demolding and see what happened. Please consider liking, commenting, subscribing to the House of Improvements. Trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and create a world that is safer for everyone. First up, we have our one-up toad. Looks perfect. Absolutely so freaking cute. Next up, let's get this coaster. Ooh. Look how much transferred into it. Now, you actually can see vaguely there is straight lines on it. And, you know, I think that's just going to be permanent in there. These are some AliExpress ones sometimes, and, you know, sometimes they just don't always get perfect. But that's okay. As I'm not currently selling any of these, I don't need to, you know, make my own or anything like that. Eventually, I will try to make some of my own and, you know, go into more selling these, but for now, it's just about fun. This one came out relatively easy. Poked it all back in, now it's ready to use again. And wow, look at that. So last week, if you didn't see, we had that metallic blue, and it's so dark, so many swirls in there. I mean, just look at it. Absolutely amazing piece. I love how the bottom of it, you have all that pink, and then the top, you have that dark. Truly just, the contrast came out perfect. All right, now let's see this Say No Evil dragon. Make sure to come back next week. You can see the See No Evil and Hear No Evil. All three of these dragons come in a kit from Let's Resin. And I, as you can see here, started to try to get this guy off. And man, there are so many ridges and bumps. This is a extremely complicated mold. So I did end up having to go get some water. And it's just your standard soapy water. Man, oh man, was it complicated. It just has little wings in the back. It has its little face, has horns. Well, you know, a little bit extra persistence, and it worked. Trying to get those horns out, trying to get everything out. And got it. All right, we got it. Now get all that water off with one of my microfiber cleaning towels. Microfiber one side, cotton on the other. Handmade by me. And wow, looked perfect. As you can see, the red didn't mix fully, but did mix in the back end. And it just looks so freaking cool. I think it looks like the dragon's about to try to spit fire out, and all that red is the fire coming up out of its body. Almost like a Godzilla baby. I freaking love this thing. So cute. All right, I'll see y'all next week. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and please share if you want to help someone else relax and have a wonderful time. All right, thank you so much. See you next time. Bye, y'all.